Good evening. For decades, sports fans have been told that politics should stay out of sports. It sounds wonderful. It sounds idealistic. It sounds like the kind of slogan that looks great on a FIFA banner. But then the reality arrives. And the reality arrives this week at America's border. As the 2026 FIFA World Cup begins across the United States, Canada, and Mexico, several foreign supports personnel connected to participating nations were denied entry into the United States after security reviewed conduct by federal authorities. Among the most widely reported case was Somali referee Omar Artan, who was denied entry despite reportedly possessing a valid visa and required travel documentation. Meanwhile, members of Iran's support and administrative delegation are denied visas, forcing the Iranian national team to relocate its base camp from Arizona to Mexico and travel into the United States only for the match. Predictably, critics erupted, human rights organizations complained, international commentators expressed outrage, social media declared the United States had somehow betrayed the spirit of the World Cup. But let's ask a very simple question. What exactly is the primary responsibility of the United States government? Is it to make FIFA executives happy? Is it to guarantee convenience for every foreign delegation? Or is it to protect the American people? The answer should be obvious. The first responsibility of any government is national security, period. End of discussion. And whether people like it or not, the United States remains the number one target for terrorism on the planet. That is not fear-mongering. This is historical reality. Since September 11th, American policymakers have spent decades building systems designed to identify potential threats before they enter the country. Sometimes those decisions are controversial, sometimes they're unpopular, but they exist for a reason. Because when security agencies make a mistake, people can die. What many critics conveniently ignore is that Trump administration did not deny entry to Iran players. The athletes received visas, matches are being played, the tournament is moving forward. What was restricted was certain support personnel and officials whose background reportedly triggered additional security or security concerns. That distinction matters. The administration is not preventing soccer. The administration is attempting to separate athletic competition from individuals who may present security concerns. Those are two very different things. President Trump himself addressed the controversy this week, emphasizing that America wants the right people entering the country and that security officials remain focused on preventing bad actors from exploiting the World Cup as an opportunity to gain access to the United States. Frankly, that position should not be controversial. Let's remember the environment in which the tournament is being taken place in. Iran and the United States remain geopolitical adversaries. The region continues to face instability. American intelligence agencies continue to monitor threats linked to extremist organizations and state-sponsored actors. And this World Cup is not some small regional sporting event. It's expected to attract millions of visitors and billions of viewers around the globe. The United States alone is hosting 78 matches. That creates an enormous opportunity, but it also creates enormous security challenges. Large international gatherings have historically been viewed as attractive targets by terrorist organizations seeking publicity, disruption, or violence. Any administration, Republican or Democrat, would be expected to take those threats seriously. The difference is that Trump administration appears willing to accept criticism in order to prioritize security. And that is where the debate becomes uncomfortable for some people, because many critics seem to believe that denying entry to anyone connected to a major sporting event is automatically unfair. But immigration in the United States is not a right, it's a privilege. Possessing a visa does not eliminate security screening. Having a ticket to the World Cup does not eliminate security screening. Being a referee does not eliminate security screening. Being a member of a foreign delegation does not eliminate security screening. No nation on earth operates that way. Not Britain, not France, not Germany, not Israel, not Canada, and certainly not the United States. FIFA President Gianni Infantino himself acknowledged that FIFA cannot override the immigration decision of sovereign nation. The organization may advocate for participants, but ultimately border security remains the responsibility of the host country. And that's exactly how it should be. Now, does this mean every denied visa decision is perfect? Of course not. Governments are run by human beings. Mistakes can happen, legitimate questions can be asked, appeals should exist. Transparency matters, but there is a difference between questioning a decision and demanding that security standards be abandoned altogether. Unfortunately, some commentators appear more concerned about avoiding criticism than preventing potential threat. The truth is that the world has changed. The age of treating every international visitor as an automatic low risk ended a long time ago. The threats are real, the risks are real, and the consequences of failure are very real. The reality may be uncomfortable for international sports organizations that prefer to focus solely on the game, but governments do not have the luxury of focusing only on the game. Their job is to think about what could happen because if something does go wrong, the same critics currently attacking security measures would immediately ask why stronger precautions were not taken. This is always how the conversation goes. If nothing happens, security measures are called excessive. If something happens, security measures are called insufficient. The people responsible for protecting the country understands the impossible balance act. And that brings us to the broader lesson. The 2026 World Cup is a celebration of international sport. It should be. Millions of fans from around the world deserve the opportunity to enjoy the tournament safely. Players deserve the opportunity to compete. Referees deserve the opportunity to officiate. Teams deserve the opportunity to represent their nation. But none of those goals require the United States to suspend its national security responsibility. Not for FIFA, not for politics, not for public relations, and not for the approval of international commentators. Because while soccer matches last 90 minutes, the responsibility to protect American citizens exists every single day. And if the Trump administration believes individuals connected to terror organizations, extremist networks, or security concerns should not be admitted into the country, then the caution is not a weakness, it's common sense. In a dangerous world, vigilance is not a discrimination, it's leadership. I'm Haley Ficuciello, Senior Correspondent for Englebrook Independent News. Good night.